Hi, I'm Rob Boucher, and I'm with 360 Sports, and I want to take a minute just to say thank you as a coach who's investing in the next generation. Coaches have a big influence in kids' lives. I know that from being an athlete myself, and most of the most important people in my life, besides my parents, were my coaches. They invested in me, they took time, they encouraged me, they disciplined me, they even taught me some things outside the game. And so, as a coach, I thank you for investing your time and your effort and your energy into the lives of the next generation with these young kids and these young athletes. I've had the privilege and the responsibility to be a coach for 20 plus years, and I've learned a lot over those years of just watching kids and watching coaches interact with one another. And one of the things that I learned, and one of the things that I want to share with you, is a verse that comes straight from Christ's own words. And it's a verse that challenged me as a coach, and I hope it challenges you as a coach too. And it's part of our core value as 360 coaches and a 360 Sports. And it comes out of the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 40. Let me read it to you. It says this. It says, "A student is not above his teacher, but everyone who is fully trained will be like his teacher." As a coach, we have a responsibility to prepare our athletes, whatever sport that is. And so we want to make sure that they're fully trained, fully conditioned, fully prepared, and ready to go for that first game of the season. And so we do everything we can to prepare them for that. And there's lots of things that we have that entail that preparation, as far as scouting out a team and finding tendencies if you're in football, or finding out what it is that you as a team need to work on and to be better. And so there's a lot of things that go into being fully trained just for the sport. And there's a couple words in here that I like to highlight and want to challenge you, as well as remind myself of what our call is as a coach. It says here, "A student is not above his teacher, but everyone." And I stop at everyone because it says everyone who is fully trained. And everyone means everyone on the team. Everyone in that falls under the leadership and the influence of that teacher or that coach. And so you've got athletes from your top athlete down to your most marginal athlete who has the ability to improve the most. And sometimes as coaches, we focus more on those top athletes. I know as a coach, that was one of my downfalls as I look back. I kind of gravitated more to that athlete that had the ability to go at the next level, that would challenge me as a coach and be able to do some things more at the higher level to really be fun and really be exciting to watch happen on the field or on the court, wherever that might be. But Christ reminds us that we're to train everyone. And so that one player that might not be the best player out there, he needs your fullest. He needs my best. He doesn't just need to get the end of the practice time. He needs to be fully trained, just like everybody else. And so I challenge you, as well as remind myself, that every athlete you coach deserves your best and deserves to be fully trained as well. And so again, it says here, that a student is not above his teacher, but everyone who is fully trained. And I go back to the word fully. This is where we get this 360 idea that, as coaches, we get so focused in on that part of our sport that we're coaching. As a high school football coach, I was so narrowed in and so focused in on one piece of life, and that was football. And it can be consuming at times, but we're reminded that we're to fully train our athletes or fully train our students. But what does that mean? That means, there's only one part of their life is that sport, but there's the rest. There's the whole picture. There's 360 degrees that we have to teach and prepare our athletes for. And so to be fully trained means that we really want to make sure that we take the opportunity that we have to help build and create a young athlete who understands and strengthens their heart, their mind, their body, their soul. And so that's why we make sure we take into effect conditioning principles. We help them with diet, nutrition. We want to make sure that they're putting the right things in their body. We want to make sure emotionally that they're healthy and strong, and that they understand the disciplines of the sport and the interaction between teammates. And then also we want to make sure that spiritual part there, that their spirit is strong, and that comes from a relationship with God. That's the only way that we can survive any of these things that go on in life, is through an anchor or a rock in our life. And so God wants to be that. He wants us to have Him as the foundation. So sometimes we miss that mark. We miss that as coaches because we're so committed to succeeding and excelling. And so I challenge you to be a coach who looks at training everyone to be fully trained, not just a few, but everyone on the team. Every athlete has the ability to reach their fullest potential. They might not be the greatest, but they can be the greatest they can be that God created them to. So I challenge you, again, as Jesus challenges us, to make sure that we are reminded time and time again that as we look at Luke 6:40, that tells us again that a student is not above his teacher, but everyone is fully trained will be like his teacher. And that's a big responsibility for you and I, because they're going to be just like you. They're going to be just like me. And so whatever we do, they're going to try and model that same thing. So let's make sure we're not just teaching them one part of the game, that we're fully training them. And so I challenge you, as well as I challenge myself, to teach the 360 principle of living life more than just a football game, more than just a softball or basketball or volleyball game, but to live a full life that God created each one of us to be in a relationship with Him. So I thank you for taking this time. I thank you for investing in the next generation as being a coach. So God bless you, and may you make the most of your opportunity as you coach today.